digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, Highlight issues you're passionate about or would like to learn more and participate in the production process? Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local... Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rentschler Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude, serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the athletic fields here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics presented by the Rentschler Flatbread Company. Rentschler Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience specializing in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. An inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out right here in Milford on Main Street. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet back with you once again for another edition of live MHS sports coverage. We bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization. They specialize in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. So back out here on the softball field, I beg your pardon, the soccer field, to get started with another edition of Milford Boys Soccer. The varsity team in action today against a tough opponent from the Davenport division in the Mansfield Hornets. Milford comes into today's action tied, or I beg your pardon, in sole possession of third place in the Kelly Rex division of the Hockomock League. They're 4-2-3 overall on the season. Mansfield, meanwhile, is in third place in the Davenport division standings. They are 3-2-2 overall on the season. So right now, two teams in similar positions in the standings, similar records overall. And so hoping for a competitive battle today between these two squads as we settle in now to first half action. Milford looking to attack from right to left across your screens here in the first half. And action down on the Mansfield attacking side as the ball drifted out of play. About a week and a half since the last time we had a chance to see this team in action. And an early corner kick chance here coming in from the far side for Mansfield. They'll curl this in towards the corner. It gets redirected across the goal line and out of play, but it'll be a second straight corner kick here for the Hornets, this time from the near side of the field. It is a bit breezy. Not a consistent breeze, but it's definitely been noticeable at times. Can see a little bit of the flags blowing against this kick from the near corner for the Hornets. Looks to be number 8. That is Michael Nosovitsky taking this corner kick. More of a line drive kick that Milford pops straight up in the air. Mansfield with good elevation trying to redirect that ball in, but it goes out of play off of the Hornets this time, and Milford will have a chance at the goal kick. Yuri Diaz back in net once again for the Scarlet Hawks. This Mansfield team carries 3 goalkeepers on their roster. I do believe it is the senior Troy Lasbury Casey in net. Unfortunately, did not have a chance to confer with the Mansfield coaching staff prior to the start of this game today. Well, Lasbury Casey has been the longtime starter in net for this Mansfield team. Mansfield with good speed over the middle here as they dish it over towards the far side of the field. So as we take a look at how things have gone recently for Milford, they did win their last time out in a non-conference game against Grafton, as this ball comes in low to the ground and is picked up by Diaz. It was a 2-0 win for Milford here at home against Grafton. That was, I believe, on Saturday morning. Right now, Mansfield controlling the ball well here through this opening sequence. Just a couple of minutes in to this first half action, and once again, nothing but fantastic summer-like weather for these fall sports teams. Temperature well up into the 70s, that light breeze, but sunshine and very comfortable conditions for these teams this afternoon as Mansfield brings that ball up with pace up the far side of the field. Testing Diaz once again, who smothers that shot. Danny De Silva, the Milford goals scoring leader on the season so far, could not quite catch up to that ball. Hawks now trying to gain possession here. They have barely possessed the ball here through this opening 4 minutes. And this one goes out of play, and Mansfield will have the chance to toss back in. The Hornets, meanwhile, come into this game off of a loss. They were shut out 1-0 against North Attleboro at home their last time out. And a good play here, and a nice sliding defensive play by Kyle Martins to extinguish that chance, but Mansfield will already now have their 3rd corner kick. Not quite 5 minutes in to this half. So the Scarlet Hawks coming out of the gates a bit sluggish here. Mansfield with good intensity. Again, it is Nosovitsky taking the corner kick. This will get over everyone. Mansfield trying to track it down. Pokes loose down the far sideline, but this will kick out of play. They will award Milford the toss in. Back to Diaz, who will look to break this out for Milford. De Silva can't get there, poked right back to the middle, and right now Mansfield just all over everything through this first stretch of the first half. Milford finally with an opportunity to execute a pass, but this one overcooked down into the corner. Danny De Silva running out of room there to try to track that ball down. So a goal kick here for the Hornets. Now a little poke in the direction of De Silva. He tries to send it backwards, and that gives Mansfield the chance to once again take over possession. Excellent control on these passes through the early going for the Hornets. Their defense has been very good so far this season. Hornets, 7 games played so far on the season. They have allowed just 6 goals. Their offense has only scored 7, so they have been light scoring, but their defense has been very strong. Milford has scored 15 goals so far on the season. They have allowed 10. And down the near sideline. And again, this ball goes out of play. Across the middle now, Mansfield will blast this one through the uprights. That won't get you any points in this game. And another goal kick coming up now for the Scarlet Hawks. Not a lot of bodies on the sideline to corral these balls as they go out of play. We've seen that a couple of times for boys soccer this season. Better pass here for Milford, finds De Silva, but again tries to angle it back and doesn't have anyone home to receive the pass. On to play again as we have 31 minutes and 38 seconds on the first half clock. Back over the middle here for the Hornets. Very subdued atmosphere here at the Milford turf this afternoon. Only a couple of fans in the stands. Sooner or later we'll run out of this summer-like weather. So you certainly can't blame the folks who have come out to this game this afternoon to enjoy nice, comfortable conditions to check out 2 very competitive teams in the Hawk. Had a great atmosphere here at the turf on Friday of last week for the football team's second home game of the season against Natick. Unfortunately, the final score in that one not what the hometown fans were hoping for. Meanwhile, here comes corner kick number 4 in this opening 10 minutes for the Hornets. Comes in from the near side. They keep it low, and this ball handled well by Yuri Diaz, who has had to be on point so far through this opening stretch. This is our 4th game that we've covered for the boys so far on this season, and through most of the games we have seen kind of a similar pattern, with Milford starting off a bit slow, allowing the other team to start to dictate, and eventually as the game goes on, we've seen Milford start to get it together. Not the best formula for success long term, especially against top opponents in the league. Mikey Moreira trying to use some fancy footwork there as he crossed towards the middle, but the ball gets knocked away. Milford will now try to settle it over the middle with Bruno Estevez. Estevez gets knocked off, and now Milford with an angled pass from Kyle Martins, but it is the Hornets again who close in, and now Martin's able to get back quickly defensively to make a good play. Back and forth over the middle we go, and a little bit of contact there initiated by Milford, enough to draw the whistle. And a free kick now for the Hornets, who right now have everything going in their direction. 28-46 to go in the first half, scoreless, but Milford hasn't had an organized chance on their attacking side of the field yet. Taking a hack at this ball to try to clear it out. Mansfield trying to reel it back in at the edge of the box. It comes back out towards the center circle, and Mansfield right back on the assault. This ball gets past Charisma, and just a hand on it for Diaz, enough to prevent the goal, but the Hornets will get yet another goal kick, or corner kick, excuse me. Milford just could not clear that ball out of harm's way. And just relentless pressure right now from these Hornets. A tough miss for Charisma, set up a quick strike for the Hornets, and Diaz did a good job of getting himself in front of it to deflect that ball out of play. But here comes another corner kick. This one redirected on the header, but it goes over the crossbar and out of play, and Milford survives a fifth corner kick in the half. And Coach Antonio Pinto, as you would imagine, looking to talk things over with his team, as they have really been on their heels ever since the opening whistle of this one. 27.5 minutes to go in the first half, scoreless, but Mansfield absolutely dominating so far. As we look at overall how the season has gone for the Hornets, as you would imagine, 7 goals scored, 6 goals allowed, a lot of low-scoring games. The Hornets have not scored more than 2 goals in a game at any point so far this season. They opened the year with a 2-1 victory over King Philip at home. They followed that up with a 1-0 loss to their playoff nemesis from a season ago, the Oliver Ames Tigers, losing 1-0 to the Tigers at home. And then back-to-back 1-1 draws against Attleboro and Bishop Feehan, followed by back-to-back wins, 2-1 against Stoughton, 1-0 against Sharon, and then, as we mentioned most recently, a 1-0 defeat at home against the North Attleboro Rocketeers. This is a team that advanced all the way to a state championship game last season. Had their best season in program history. I beg your pardon, they made it to the state semifinals last season, the Final Four team in Division II, where they ended up falling in overtime in that semifinal game to the Oliver Ames Tigers. Did graduate a fair amount of the starters that brought this team to that Final Four appearance last year, but still looking to be one of the top teams in the Hawk, certainly defensively. Nifty little pass from the Hornets. Milford trying to get free. Mikey Morera blanketed by a defender. And now De Silva trying to get something going, helped along by Marco De Silva. Dumps this ball down to the corner, and then Mansfield angling toward the far sideline. That ball goes out of play. The Hornets are under the direction of head coach Steve Sheridan. Having great success with this team a year ago, looking to do it again with a different nucleus of players here in 2025. This ball out of play, and Mansfield now will toss in from in front of their own bench. A wild bid by Brian Ribeiro on a bicycle kick, but could not make contact. Ended up going down hard on his back, but gets right back to his feet. and into the play. Here's De Silva now, wins this ball. Now drifts the pass over to Ribeiro. A hard ricochet that will send this ball spinning in towards the Mansfield goal. An easy stop there for the keeper. And the first promising chance for the Scarlet Hawks quickly extinguished. And we continue on now, 24-48 to go in the half. Still scoreless, and that ball just out of Brian Ribeiro's reach. Goal kick now for the Hornets. Milford will play it back to Quaresma, who will try to get things started to Martins along the near sideline. Milford battling hard through a lot of contact. Enrique Lopes able to get free with possession, but now Mansfield's Adam Gardner, the sophomore, steps in and knocks this the other way for the Hornets. And you can see right now assistant coach Mike De Silva animated on the sideline saying we're a step slow, trying to encourage some more energy out there. It has felt a little flat. Not a lot of energy around the field, not a lot of energy from this Milford team so far. Trying to get it ramped up here. Still a scoreless game. And ball ends up out of the reach of Marco De Silva along the far sideline. Milford tosses it back in. And they'll push it all the way back to Diaz. Moved along over in the direction of Danny De Silva. Danny coming into play today, as we mentioned, the goal-scoring leader for the team. He has 4 goals to go along with 6 assists. Brian Ribeiro second on the team with 3 goals and 2 assists. Guy Quaresma also with 3 goals on the season. As we mentioned, Milford as a team has scored 15 goals total. Through their first 9 contests. A lot of non-conference games for Milford so far. More non-conference games in general for these fall sports teams this season with the tweak to the schedule. Push to the outside, and Milford knocks this one away, controlled again by Brandon Gardner. Substitutions coming in for both teams. For Milford, they will deploy Mateus de Jesus. And he'll give Ribeiro a rest on the sideline here with 21:25 on the first half clock, and Milford trying to get comfortable. Quick release on a shot from outside the box that goes wide to the far side. It continues to be Oliver Ames, I beg your pardon, Mansfield, who enjoys all of the real promising scoring looks so far in this one. Speaking of Oliver Ames, we were able to cover the volleyball matchup yesterday as De Silva takes advantage of a rare possession up on the attacking side, centers that ball up. Unfortunately, nobody home for Milford. Just to finish off the point, covering girls volleyball action in the gym last night. Milford taking on Oliver Ames, the undefeated Davenport division leader, and Oliver Ames, unfortunately for Milford, dominating that varsity volleyball action. Here's De Silva, able to get around a defender, trying to protect now as he sends this ball in towards net, and a sliding stop made there by Lasbury Casey. We want to welcome in all of our viewers checking out this boys soccer coverage today. We're live across all of our Milford TV platforms as this ball does not go out of play and now gets knocked back to the edge of the box, where again it's blasted far out of play by the Hornets. Live coverage today locally on our Milford TV educational channel, Comcast Channel 6, Verizon Channel 40. Also Verizon High Definition Channel 2140, and of course streaming the action live on our YouTube channel. This game was not on our original fall sports schedule for the month of September, but beautiful day to be out covering sports, so tacked it on. Happy to be here. Milford taking on Mansfield. Mansfield upset there at a non-call. Not sure if they felt there was a handball there. Mikey Morera shooting this ball down the far sideline. Only person down there in the corner is number 13 for Mansfield, Jackson Howard. Hornets clear this ball out as far as center. Milford will dump it back in, waiting for it now. Aiden Norridge, sophomore for the Hornets. Considerable amount of underclassmen on this Mansfield team. Again, I believe it was about 8 or 9 seniors that were the real heart and soul of that state semifinal run that this team put on last year, that all graduated with the class of 2025. So a new mix here at the varsity level, including several freshmen and sophomores. But this program showing excellent depth. These younger players prepared to go in and take over larger roles and have success to start this 2025 campaign. Here's Morera now, a little bit of room. Weaves a pass along the near sideline for Marco De Silva. He centers this up, and just a hair late was Danny De Silva as he came crashing in towards the net. Great pass. De Silva just couldn't finish off the chance, but a better looking possession there for the Scarlet Hawks. And a positive reinforcement coming from the sidelines for Coach Pinto. He wants to see more of that after the team's been a little bit lethargic to start this first half. Down to 17 minutes to play, still scoreless. Lopes battling over the middle. To Jesus now across the middle, spinning around Morera. He loses control. Picked up there by Mario Harrison, one of the freshmen on the varsity roster for Mansfield. One back by De Jesus. He gets knocked down. Lopes goes spinning to the turf, out of play as well. Milford will get the free kick. A little too far out in front for Quaresma. Milford can't keep it in. Now the Hornets with speed along the far sideline, and Milford in a panic to get back defensively as they had Guy Quaresma in deep on that play off the free kick. Ball ends up out of play. Toss in for Aiden Norridge. And misplayed by the Hornets. The header goes out of play, and Milford will have the goal kick as we head down to the final 15 minutes of this first half. Got a big week of soccer coming up on Milford TV next week. 3 days of coverage of both the boys and girls soccer teams. We'll get to some more of the details on that as we share our October coverage with you a little bit later on in the broadcast. Milford pushing up the far sideline, but the ball goes out of play. Ribeiro frustrated again. Back towards the defense. Danny De Silva in the vicinity. That ball gets cleared out, dumped back down the near sideline by Milford, but takes a hop out of play again, and the toss in for the Hornets. As this ball goes careening out of play, Milford will get the toss this time. Loop down the field by Lopes. De Silva surveying his options. He fires this ball over the head of Ribeiro. He's able to get to it and then just pulverizes it out of play. Everyone a bit slow to react to that kick as it was released by the Mansfield keeper. It ends up out of play. Now across the middle, Milford now having a race onto their defensive side for this ball. And a good job tracking it down, Kyle Martins. And a nice little self-pass for number 17, Kyle Medeiros for Mansfield. Now fired in from deep. Shot taken by Ryan Johnson, goes over the Milford net and out of play. Past seasons, we've had some big crowds for boys soccer matchups, but so far the stands have been light for these Milford boys home games so far on the season. This team's been competitive all year so far, so certainly encourage people coming down to check out these matches in person. And a half minutes to go in the first half. Still zeros on the scoreboard. And knocked out of play by Guy Quaresma. Mansfield the long toss. Lopes is there and fires it off towards his teammates on the sideline. Substitutions coming in. Florian Kellner out on the field now for Milford. Hard to miss. Tall target out there on the field wearing number 25, an exchange student. Mansfield continuing to use pinpoint accurate passing to move the ball at will. Milford allows that ball to cross the goal line out of play, and a chance for a goal kick here for Yuri Diaz. This will take us down to the final 10 minutes of the half. Milford will boot this ball downfield. Easily corralled there by Jackson Howard. And one back by Mateus de Jesus, runs into a defender. Back to the middle. Milford will have a chance here to get things restarted. Pestering back there Mario Harrison, making Milford defense uncomfortable. Now here's Kellner. Little feed towards Ribeiro, and sliding in now to cover that ball up was Lasbury Casey. Mike Gonzalez feeds it back. Kellner finding De Jesus and trying to thread that ball through a couple of defenders and sends it well wide to the far side of the Mansfield net. Milford right now playing with Danny De Silva and Mikey Morera on the sideline, trying some different personnel combinations out there to try to change the tempo of this game, which has been completely dictated by Mansfield through this half, down to now the final 8 minutes. De Jesus, good control. Delivers it out of play in front of the Mansfield bench. Quick toss back in. And dumped down deep by Martins. This will take a high bounce into the hands of Troy Lasbury Casey. Nice footwork here for Connor Fernandez, a sophomore. And another shot on the move that is just wide to the near side. It's the second time we've seen Mansfield set up a shot attempt from deep. It was past the dive of Diaz, but fortunately past the near post as well. Coach Pinto animated as ever down on the sideline, trying to get this team energized. Enrique over towards the near side for Martins. Kept alive by De Jesus. And now fed back just out of the reach of Mateus De Jesus, and he runs out of room as that ball goes out of play. Martins in some pain meanwhile after being involved in that play, and looks to be an issue with one of the fingers on his left hand, in some pain. Not sure if one of those fingers got dislocated on some contact, but immediately gesturing towards his left hand, and he'll get attended to by the training staff down on the sideline. That ball goes out of play. It will stay Milford ball. This toss directly at the feet of Mansfield. Kellner came closer to the far sideline that time to try to get to that second toss, but again, the execution just not really there for Milford in this half. Just trying to survive to the intermission and try to regroup from there. About to dip under the 5-minute mark now. And now another Milford player slow to get back up. It was Mateus de Jesus, but now gets back into the play. The most time Milford has spent on their attacking side in this entire half. In this last sequence, Mansfield now will have a chance to toss back in. A couple of good headers trying to move the ball along for the Hornets. And now Milford quickly trying to set up for a free kick here, as we only have about 4 minutes to go until we reach the half. Ball tailing towards the far sideline, out of Ribeiro's reach. And Mansfield on the run, but that ball goes out. Milford scored 3 goals twice in a row in their first 2 victories of the season. A 3-0 win against North Attleboro, a 3-2 win at Sharon. Since then, they have not scored more than 2 goals in a game. And a lot of ties. 2-2 tie against Stoughton, a scoreless draw against Attleboro. Now this ball comes in deep at the feet of Kellner. He tries to settle it down, but Mansfield's able to poke it back out. Defensively, Milford has only allowed 3 goals in a game once this season. That was in their most recent loss, which came at King Philip back on September 25th, a game where Milford let up a couple of goals in the closing minutes of that game. De Jesus just unable to settle that ball down. Cleared out by Mansfield, but read well by Enrique Lopes. They'll angle this one back to Yuri Diaz, who was a little nonchalant as he let a very soft pass out in the direction of Gianelli Cassine. Fortunately, Milford was able to scramble and get to that ball. Mansfield now on the attack as we're under 2 minutes to play in the half. And Mansfield wants a timeout as that ball ended up careening up into the bleachers. And so timeout taken by the Hornets with maybe about 90 seconds to go in this first half. Scoreless between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Mansfield Hornets. Live coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV. That's brought to you in part by our good friends at Unibank. Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. They serve the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza. Happy to have Unibank as one of our sponsors. And again, we encourage any folks out there, if your business wants to get involved with us and help support our operations and our coverage of Milford High School athletics, we encourage you to reach out to us, get involved. We've got some great sponsorship opportunities available, looking to continue to build our stable of sponsors. Got a lot that we can add to our coverage, including a player of the game sponsor, some plays of the week sponsorship opportunities, and a whole lot more. We can get creative and customize the sponsorship to your business. So you can get in touch with our studio. You can get in touch with me directly at news@milfordtv.net. Back out of the timeout now. In the closing sequence now of this first half. As this ball is pushed forward, Marco Da Silva trying to track it down, forcing Mansfield to send it out of play. Milford would love to end what's been a little bit of a uneven half of play with a late goal here to give them some life going into the break. But across the middle here now for the Hornets. Quaresma will step ahead. He can't get this ball cleared out. Instead, it's dumped down into the corner. Mansfield able to play it from there. And good work by Gonzalez. Doesn't get the full clear. Now Da Silva will get it across the midfield line. This will drift down the far sideline, and it does go out of play. Kellner just out of his reach. And now almost at the feet of Mateus de Jesus, but he could not settle it down. The ball angled towards the near corner as we get the final whistle for the end of this first half. So a half that was controlled for the most part by Mansfield. Milford getting a little bit of traction late in the half, but we end up going into the break still tied at 0. So if you're joining us on our live coverage, you can hang with us for about the next 5 or 10 minutes. And we'll be back with second half action shortly. Again, it's Milford taking on Mansfield. Coverage coming to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action.
We welcome you back inside the MHS Turf Field. Tim Coet with you on the call. Chase Pettinelli manning the cameras on top of the press box as we get set to resume second half action. Boys varsity soccer here on Milford TV. Milford taking on Mansfield, a scoreless game so far. As we bring you this action from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Together with their partners, Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And with that, the second half begins. Milford now looking to attack from left to right across your screens in the second half. Hoping for an energy boost. Mike Gonzalez, a little feed down the near sideline to Marco Da Silva. Da Silva jumps back into the play. This one comes across the middle. Morera able to angle it out. Now back to Gonzalez along the near sideline. What kind of adjustments can Milford make? This Mansfield defense really neutralizing anything Milford was able to do for the large majority of that first half. And despite winning the time of possession battle, Mansfield didn't have a lot of prime scoring chances. They did have 5 corner kicks in that first half. Milford did not have a single corner kick themselves, but really nothing materialized into a plus scoring chance. The Hornets able to send this one back, and it's ultimately picked up by Yuri Diaz. Yuri coming into this game today, good numbers on the season. Coming into today, he had appeared in 7 games, had allowed a total of 9 goals, had 2 shutouts to his credit on the season, a goals allowed average of 1.29. As this ball comes out in front of the Mansfield net, but the Hornets able to turn it back out towards the midfield. Quaresma a couple of steps, sends a pass ahead. Brian Ribeiro could not settle it down. Milford now will let this ball drift over towards the near corner. It goes off the head of Marco Da Silva and out of play. Saw a couple of the varsity girls soccer players make a brief appearance down on the sideline. Apparently, the girls' game against their Mansfield counterparts in Mansfield's a night game tonight, a 7 o'clock start. So, girls about to make the bus ride down to Mansfield. Quaresma continuing to insert himself. Finally gets this ball ahead onto the attacking side, drifts back towards the middle. Morera to Da Silva. Good footwork for Marco as he'll now send this ball through a crowd. Mansfield is able to angle it out on the near sideline. Milford will have the deep toss in. Cassine sending that over in the direction of Mikey Morera. One back by Mansfield. They carry it over the middle. Marco trying to break things up. Hornets get the pass away, and now here's Quaresma. Keeps it low. Good pass finding Da Silva. This ball into the box, but on a bounce into the hands of Troy Lasbury Casey. Troy Lesbury Casey, 6 games started on the season, 5 goals allowed. He has a shutout to his credit, a .83 goals allowed average. Top keeper statistically in the league is Zach Gilson of Oliver Ames, who has tallied 7 shutouts so far on the season, has allowed just 3 goals, a minuscule .38 goals allowed average. Offensively, the top goal scorer in the league is Greg Pavlov for Sharon, who has scored 9 goals on the season. Danny De Silva along the far sideline. Gets free. Marco in the box. That ball drifts out. De Silva racing out to try to collect back in for Milford. Mikey Moreira will have the opportunity to toss back in here. About 6 minutes into this second half action. Another Milford toss-in coming up. Shadows now stretching out across much of the field. Cassine leaves that ball behind, back to Quaresma. And moved along nicely to De Silva. Tries to cut this ball into the box. Now, shot from Moreira is deflected. Milford pressuring the ball better in the second half. Marco to Enrique, who delivers it out of play. But a toss in here for the Scarlet Hawks. They go the short route towards Gonzalez. And now sent back out. Toss in this time for Mansfield. A little too quick on the toss as the substitution was coming in. The Scarlet Hawks right now just 2 points off the lead in the Kelly Rex division, which is right now shared by the Franklin Panthers and the King Philip Warriors. So certainly a tough loss last week for Milford against KP. See if that has implications as the season goes on. Milford will have a home matchup against the Franklin Panthers next week. And that is a game that we will cover for you live here on Milford TV. Game will be on October 8th next week. That'll be a week from Friday. Several weeks until the next time we have football here in Milford on a Friday, so taking the opportunity to cover a prime Kelly Rex Division rivalry. Looking forward to that next week. Long run for De Silva. He will get to this ball, tries to center it up, has Moreira on the doorstep. That was by far the best chance Milford has had all day, and Moreira redirects the ball up over the crossbar and out of play. Marco De Silva has been making some great plays so far in the second half. Able to track this ball down. He saw Moreira coming in towards net, fed that ball to him beautifully. Moreira just could not angle it home. Yuri Diaz trying to line up for the goal kick, but it'll be the corner for Mansfield. So Milford missing out on a great scoring chance, and now Mansfield will have a corner kick opportunity here, just about 10 minutes into the second half. Trying to battle that bright sunshine still coming through on this side of the field. Milford able to clear this ball out, and now Mansfield will fire it up over the net and out of play. So Milford comes away unscathed after the corner. D to D here as Quaresma fires it over to Cassine, sends it up the near sideline. Danny De Silva, just out of his reach. Milford will get the toss in. Now Marco De Silva keeps this ball in play along the near sideline. This ball fired in from distance by Bruno Esteves. Now into the corner, De Silva there, centering pass, deflected away. Herrera gets a piece of this ball, sends it back to Enrique Lopes, who fires it in on net, but it is stopped by Lasbury Casey. And now this ball leaks back deep. Quaresma able to clear it back towards the middle of the field. Milford certainly looking a lot more like themselves in the second half. But so far, still all zeros on the scoreboard. De Silva trying to muscle that ball through. It's knocked over towards the far sideline, out of play. Too much contact there for De Silva. Mansfield in the Davenport division standings, 3 points off the division lead, which is currently held by Oliver Ames, who is 6-0-2 overall on the season. Stoughton in second place. They are 4-1-2 overall, and then this Mansfield team at 3-2-2. Canton battling down in the corner, able to take this out across the middle. Quaresma. Accurate pass, then fed in for De Silva. Had a hard time settling that ball down. Milford instead sends it in the direction of Brian Ribeiro. Ball deflects off to the corner. Marco De Silva again able to get to that ball, but this one will go spinning across the field and out on the far sideline. Mateus de Jesus will check back into the field for the Scarlet Hawks. And Brian Ribeiro, who has shown some frustration in this game so far, he will come to the sideline. .26.5 minutes to go in the second half. And a shot taken from long range by Marco De Silva. Sends it wide to the near side of the net. As this ball goes out of play, a chance for Mansfield to send a couple of substitutions out onto the field. Gonzalez lifting this ball over to the far sideline. Now Mansfield will take over. Last season, the Mansfield Hornets went 16-4-2 en route to that appearance in the Division II semifinals. Marco Da Silva has that ball knocked away out of play by Rocco Giordano. Knocked down by Mansfield. Milford trying to keep it in. Just out of the reach of Mateus. Now Da Silva trying to feed it through. Protects. Gets himself in deep. And now Mansfield has to fire that ball out of play as Milford continues to put some good pressure on. Mikey Morera sends this hard off the midsection of Enrique Lopes. Back towards the near sideline for Marco. And Mansfield fires this into the Scarlet Hawks bench. Brought right back into play as Gonzalez sends it to Cassine down the near sideline. And then out of play as Mansfield's Mario Harrison went right into the Milford bench area. Says momentum took him out of play. Gonzalez will toss back in. Less than 23 and a half minutes on this second half clock. As this ball comes in on a bounce just out of the reach of Mateus de Jesus and into the hands of Troy Lasbury Casey. Morera trying to find Marco Da Silva. That ball did not get there. Mikey jumps right back into the play. Over towards the middle. Mansfield will shoot this down into the far corner, but it will go out of play. And so it is Milford now who has started to really dictate the pace of play. Not much action in front of the Mansfield net in this second half so far. But still, these teams battling with all zeros on the scoreboard. Lopes on the move. Nice pass, finds Mikey Morera. Carves this over towards Mateus de Jesus, who sends it up and over the Hornets net and out of play. One and a half minutes on the clock now. Cassine towards the middle, picked up there by Harrison. Gonzalez shoots that ball out of play. More substitutions for the Hornets. Danny Da Silva across the middle. Lopes, great footwork. Now goes tumbling down as this ball is directed back out towards the middle. Picked up again by the Scarlet Hawks. Here's Marco. De Silva finding Mikey Moreira, who tries to curl that ball back in towards the far post, but it goes out of play. It is still Milford 0 and Mansfield 0 as we're past the midway point now in this second half. Saw Milford play to a scoreless tie against the Attleboro Bombardiers a couple of weeks ago. As we mentioned, 3 ties overall on the season against Stoughton, against Attleboro, and most recently a 1-1 tie against the Canton Bulldogs on the road back on September 18th. Here's Danny De Silva trying to get around a couple of defenders. Good ball towards Moreira. Short pass to Mateus, and now Danny carries this in, has it knocked away. A lot of physicality from both teams as that ball goes out of play. Milford will get the toss in. Long toss deflected out by Mansfield. Mikey popping this ball high in the air. Off the feet of Mateus, who was moving gingerly for a moment, but gets back into the thick of it here. And now down on the turf again as play comes up the other way. And Yuri Diaz scoops this ball up. A long time since any play has been in front of the Milford net, but Diaz still laser focused. Good work there for Mateus. Now has it taken away. Good pass for the Hornets, finds Dom Nassif. Mansfield trying to angle around for a shot towards net, but Milford snuffs out that chance, and now the ball the other way out of the reach of Marco De Silva. Mansfield will toss it in just past the Scarlet Hawks bench. As substitutions come in for both teams, Danny De Silva will get a rest here. Flo Kellner returns to the field. To the far side for Mario Harrison. A nice slide for Quaresma. And now this ball will take a hop out of play right in front of the trainer's cart. Milford will have the chance to toss it back in as we tick down towards 16 minutes to play. Toss in here for Marco. Steves comes to get it. Bruno will send it backwards towards Quaresma, and in some trouble. Able to maintain that possession. Gets the ball to Lopes, who threads a pass down to Marco De Silva that's poked away out of play by number 14 for Mansfield, Rocco Giordano. Giordano, Mario Harrison, and Julian Franco, all freshmen with active roles on this Mansfield varsity team, as this toss comes in all the way towards the near post, but Mansfield is able to angle it away. Enrique Lopes will get a rest here as Shane Caguana comes onto the field with less than 15 minutes now remaining in the second half. Some contacts up around the face of Mikey Morera as he battled against Sujay Gadam. Again, the two tangle up right at the center logo. De Silva to Morera, and Kellner racing in towards the box as that play broke down. Morera finding Esteves with a lot of open space. He fires a shot in that was elevated too much. Good idea there, a lot of space over the middle. Esteves took the shot, but too high. Goal kick for Lasbury Casey as we get down to the later stages of this Hockomock League crossover matchup. Cassine Kellner moves it along with the header. And now Lopes back out onto the field, feeding Mateus de Jesus, dumped in deep by Kyle Martins, but that ball goes out of play. Martins looks to have some bandaging on that left hand. I don't know if perhaps he's got a couple of those digits secured together after it looked like he either injured or potentially dislocated one of his fingers on that left hand earlier in the first half. Ball out on the far side. Milford will toss it back in as we will dip under the 12-minute mark. Just out of the reach of Kellner. Good defense by the Hornets. Pushed forward by a header from Kyle Martins, and now Mansfield dumps it across the center line. Bruno Esteves guides this ball back towards the middle. Nobody there but the Hornets. Stolen away. Up ahead now for Danny De Silva. Keeps this ball in play. Nice pass on sides for Kellner, and it's angled away by Mansfield. Great pass from De Silva, received very nicely by Kellner. This ball knocked out again. Tossin will be for the Hornets this time. And frustration for De Silva as he's the recipient of that whistle. Jackson Howard releasing this free kick. Lopes gets to it and deflects it out of play. Less than 10 minutes now remaining in the second half. As Mansfield keeps pressing forward here. And quick release on a shot and a sprawling save made by Yuri Diaz. Just does keep that ball from trickling out of play. About as good an offensive look as Mansfield has had in the second half. Not had a lot of chances, just as Mansfield dictated pace for a lot of the first half. It's been Milford that has controlled the pace here in the second, but regardless of these big momentum swings, no one has been able to supply a goal as of yet. This ball on the foot of Kellner, releases a shot. Looked like it was going to stay wide to the near post, but Lasbury Casey not taking any chances. Out of the reach of Cassine, and a nifty little kick for Kyle Medeiros on a play that developed out of nowhere. Tried to sneak attack, but good focus from Diaz, able to make the stop. And so Mansfield all of a sudden getting a couple of chances here as the second half clock continues to wind down. Enrique Lopes from the center logo, ahead to Kellner. Mateus de Jesus got held there a little bit. Now here's Kellner. Hard shot from longer range, and Lasbury Casey is able to make the save. Long way to go for Mike Gonzalez. Mansfield keeps this ball in play along the near sideline. Quaresma to Lopes. This ball spins across the middle. Kellner, a little touch pass trying to find Danny De Silva in stride, but that ball goes out. Mansfield will toss it in. Hornets get a couple of fresh bodies out onto the field. Mateus de Jesus will get a rest here for Milford. This ball deflects out. Mansfield has to go back to get it. Out of the reach of Kellner. Now Milford clears it upfield. Settled down by the Mansfield defense. Mickey Marrera trying to jar that ball free, but Mansfield now pushing it up the far sideline. Milford closes off that chance, but Mansfield continues to press on. Esteves now turns around, can't get the clear. This ball sent in from the edge of the box, goes out of play. Mansfield lobbying for the deflection. The officials saw it that way as well, so this will give the Hornets a corner kick. Mansfield's second corner of the second half. They've had 7 overall in the game. Milford still has not had a single one. This one coming with just over 5.5 minutes to play. As it deflects out at the feet of the Hornets. Still in a dangerous spot. Milford now able to get the clear. As De Silva tries to settle it first for Milford. Mansfield sends it back onto the attacking side, but now Marrera takes control. He finds De Silva. This ball glances back out. Kellner trying to feather it over towards Enrique Lopes, but it's taken away by Mansfield's Ryan Johnson. Ahead now for Michael Nosovitsky, with the game clock now frozen at less than 5 minutes to go. Mansfield putting much more pressure on here over the last 5 minutes or so. Silva can't keep that ball in play. Milford had drama late in that loss to Mansfield, I beg your pardon, loss to King Philip last week. This time hoping to score in the later stages to steal 2 points here today in what has been a scoreless battle all afternoon long. Pushed across the field by Brandon Gardner. Picked up by Martins, but sent out of play. And Coach Pinto is going to call a timeout here. Maybe about 3 minutes to go in this second half. Three and a half minutes, says the official down at field level, as Coach Pinto inquired before huddling up his team. So again, with the break in the action, it'll give us a chance to show you what we have coming up. As we move forward, that is an old schedule. Let's get you our actual October schedule. There it is. So as we mentioned, 3 soccer games coming up next week across our Milford TV platforms. Girls soccer on Monday, October 6th against King Philip. And then boys soccer against the Franklin Panthers on October 8th. Back out of the timeout now, again, about 3.5 minutes to play. And so I beg your pardon, it is Monday, October 6th that we have girls soccer against King Philip. Then Wednesday, October 8th, is that boys soccer matchup against Franklin. And then we also have girls soccer coverage coming up on Friday next week against Oliver Ames. So a little bit of a misprint there on the schedule. We'll get that straightened out for our next coverage. But in the meantime, all the focus down at field level here, where we're inside of the final 3 minutes of what has been a tough battle between Milford and Mansfield. Will end the way it began, scoreless. Both of these teams trying to create one final scoring opportunity here to try to steal 2 points. Milford with a free kick. This sails over the crowd. Marco De Silva again using his speed to keep the ball alive, and then ends up out of play. Mansfield with the toss back in. Marco winning it back briefly for the Scarlet Hawks now. Mansfield carrying it over the middle. Enrique Lopes now brings it ahead for the Scarlet Hawks, finds Kellner. Lopes gets it back, tries to center it up. That ball deflects hard out of play, and here comes the first corner kick all game long for Milford. Mansfield disputing the call. They felt that that went out of play off of Milford. Well, the Scarlet Hawks here with their first corner kick all game. Kicking against the breeze from this near corner. And popped straight in the air, and that just does sail over the Mansfield goal. And so Milford cannot capitalize. Final moments in this varsity boys soccer matchup. A lot of clutching and grabbing along that far sideline. Marco da Silva with a ton of room as he crosses back towards the middle. Trying to feed that pass in towards Mikey Morera, but it didn't make it. And now stolen by Gianelli Cassine, and that will do it. So for the second time this season, Milford duels to a scoreless draw here on their home field today against the Mansfield Hornets. Much better effort throughout this second half for the Scarlet Hawks, but unfortunately could not supply a goal to take the 2 points, so they'll settle for one. And so with that, Milford now with the updated record now stands at 4-2-4 on the season. Mansfield, meanwhile, will go to 3-2-3. So next up for this boys soccer team will be that matchup with Franklin next Wednesday. So a good chunk of time off for this team to rest up, get healthy, and get ready to go for a grueling second half of the season. And so this will wrap up our sports coverage for this week. Again, we'll be back in action coming up on Monday with girls soccer action against the King Philip Warriors here on the Milford turf, with action getting underway right around 4 p.m. So we hope you will join us for that coverage. In the meantime, you can check out all of our coverage from this fall sports season so far. All games available for streaming on our YouTube channel. You can also check them out airing regularly on our educational channel and our Verizon High Definition channel as well. But that's going to wrap things up here for today as we bring you the action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. For Chase Pettinelli, I am Tim Coette. That final score one final time. It's a scoreless draw between Milford and Mansfield. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.